So tell me, before you began working with us, going through our lab-based nutrition program, tell me some of the symptoms that you were struggling with, things that you noticed that were causing you problems.
Lack of energy, brain fog, just no motivation to work out, poor diet, weight gain, fatigue.
Yeah. How about gut and
Yeah, definitely a lot of bloating and after specific meals.
yeah, you noticed just that ongoing bloatingness.
Right, right.
What were you doing to try to solve that?
As far as the bloating, just process of elimination to figure out what was causing it. But then other than that, just any kind of fad diet or workout that I thought would benefit.
Got it. So you felt like if you just eliminated certain foods, made some course corrections, did a diet, that hopefully would eliminate the problem.
Right, right.
And you weren't having much success with that.
No, not at all.
So I sat down with you initially. We did the consultation, and you decided that you wanted to move forward. So with the lab-based nutrition program. So let's talk a little bit about what we were able to identify, which really relates to the symptoms that we're talking about. So that's a ton of information we was able to identify in our labs that we got after you did your cardio ion and IgG food allergy. So when you got those results back and we went through those and Dan went through those line item by line item, tell me, what was that like? What was that experience like?
It was just all made sense. I mean, when he went through all the diagrams to show, what you're lacking and that causes the symptoms, I mean, it was like a light went off. Definitely made sense. And then when I started the supplements, I could definitely tell a big difference. I mean, it just answered a lot of questions, and it kind of takes the stress off of trying to figure out what's going on your own.
Yeah.
So.
Do you feel like you could figure all this out on your own?
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we want to really bring to light is you just don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And without this type of information, one, knowing what the problem is, but then two, knowing what you have to do to solve that problem. I mean, it's just, you just don't know it.
Right. Right.
So most people will spend their entire life trying to solve these problems, and they can't.
I mean, the way he explains it and spends the time on the consultation, going through everything, totally makes sense.
And at no point you felt confused, you felt like it was over your head.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we want people to understand. You're going to have clarity.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing is your energy and focus goes to a completely different level because now you know exactly why you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, right.
So let's talk about the meal program. So we figured out what the problem was. We figured out, what we needed to do. So we had your meal plan laid out for you. We had your supplement program laid out for you specific to what was going on here. So tell me that process. How was making that transition into that meal program? What was that like?
It looks like it's going to be hard, but once you start it, it's not. You just have to figure out what you need to do. Plan a day for your meals for the week, and once you do that and get into the habit of doing it, you want to do it because it makes you feel better when you do it.
Exactly. And do you feel like it's easier for you is the motivation higher when you know you have a program built for you?
Definitely.
Like
yes.
when you're sitting down and you know that this plan will solve all the problems that you got going on because you got it all in front of your face.
Right.
That energy and focus, totally different level.
Right, and just the difference that I felt when I made the changes makes me want to stick to it. So.
Gotcha. So let's talk about that. So all of these things that we were running into, where would you say on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 being you've eliminated all of these issues, 1 being we didn't accomplish anything. Where would you say you are on that scale?
I would say I'm a 7 or 8.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would you say the biggest change has been with the changes?
I think my energy level and just now that I'm working out again, how hard I'm able to push myself when I am working out.
So that's a good point. So you feel like you're recovering better?
Yes, a lot of times I was just kind of going through the motions, but now I'm like really pushing myself harder when I work out.
Got it. And do you feel like this is something that you could do for the next year, 2 years, etc.?
Yes, I feel like I can, because I don't feel like it's a diet you're doing temporarily. It's a lifestyle change you're doing that you definitely feel a difference doing.
You really have to get healthy before you can get fit.
Right.
And I think people think that they got to lose weight, get in shape to get healthy, but that's not the case.
Right.
Because if your body's inflamed and your body's fighting against itself, you're going to add additional stress to it, and you're just going to fall off the cliff.
Right.
So what would you say to that person that is on the fence on getting this type of support? And would you call this a world-class program?
Definitely, I would. And I would just tell them to not be skeptical, to do it, because you can't spend too much money to be healthy, and nothing else they do can give them the information that this can give to them.
Absolutely. And I think that's a good point is, yeah, you're making this initial investment, but how many years of trying to solve this problem would you be going
Right.
through if you didn't get this valuable information and this valuable program?
Right.